Good morning, I'm Ilka Oster.
Morning, I'm Jo Drennan. What happens when we step into the river of change? You know those moments when you decide that you're going to do something new, you're going to change your behaviour, and it takes, you feel excited, you feel motivated to dip your toe into the water, to take that first step into the river, and then it gets tough. Like going to the gym, like making a choice that, yes, I'm going to get fit, and you make a start. But what happens, Ilka? What happens? Like when
By February, what happens?
Like the gym, like when I want better communication with my children and I read a book and I decide, yes, I'm going to do this, and then...
Motivated.
Then the poop hits the fan the first time they upset me and I lose it. Why?
Yeah.
Why is this so?
Well, yes, the river is a very good analogy because you're on one bank, and yeah, you get that burst of inspiration where you're going to move forward and you're going to get to the other bank, and on the other bank is the true change. You've made true change. You've got right through the river. But what happens when you step into the river is that, which is fantastic, you've stepped in there, here we go, and then some of the willpower kind of fades away, and the mind really loves familiarity. So it's just starting to go, oh, maybe I could go back to my comfy couch. maybe I could skip the gym this morning. And yeah, something happens with your children and you're back in being triggered mode, and you're just over this change thing. So you've got a certain way through the river. Maybe you're a third of the way through the river, and really just by doing a few more things, you could actually start to really get right to the other side. But this is why our Awakened Parenting webinar that we ran, and in our course, we do experiential things. Like, you can't go to the gym and get big biceps if you're not at the gym. And it's exactly the same with changing the subconscious mind. It's something you've got to do. But once you're in the river, it's like this resistance comes up, and if you're not, you haven't got a personal trainer coming to your door every morning and saying, Ilka, it's time to go to the gym. Then at the start, it can be really difficult until you've really developed a habit of going to the gym, and communicating more calmly with your children is no different to that. At the start, I know when I started to make big change, and you're the same, Jo, sure?
Yeah.
I needed people to help me and to really be there with me in the gym of my mind, going through the things with me and helping me to notice what was going on inside my subconscious, show me how to make the changes. And I actually had to show up and do it every week, and then practice it every single day, and I still do that. So making these changes, you get to about a third of the way across. The other thing that happens is what? Your friends will start to go, it's okay, you don't need to go to the gym, just come to something else with me. And the same will happen even if you're trying to communicate better with your kids. It's like, don't worry, you're doing fine. And you really know that you want to make the change, but perhaps they're not being quite as supportive as you'd like them to be. So you need to find people who are just as committed to being at the gym as you are, or just as committed to being and doing these things, changing the way they communicate with their children as you are, which is another reason that we have our community set up in our group, so that people can really be with like-minded people. That is so amazing.
It is extremely important, and to share our challenges and our new awarenesses and our willingness to keep going, even though still Ilka and I still have days when we
Yeah, things happen.
Make mistakes, for want of a better word, but when we don't communicate fantastically with our children, and it's a continual process, really, of looking at the way that we're behaving and deciding to keep going with this new behaviour.
And also, once you've got across to the other side of the river a couple of times and made changes on some smaller things, you start to get achievement and results. So it gets easier, like, oh yeah, I did do that. And you have an experience of it. And that's one of the most important things, because you can't get big biceps at the gym by not actually going and lifting the weights. You have to actually be there doing it. And it's the same with the work on your subconscious, which is why in our group we actually take people every week we're doing an hour and a half of work on your subconscious mind. You are doing this, so you get an experience of it, and that is really what is going to help take you across to the other side of the river and make changes. And then eventually you will know that you can keep making those changes, and it becomes easier and easier and much easier to get back on the bandwagon and cross those rivers many times. Bigger and more expansive rivers you can cross.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, the mind likes familiarity. And then as we make change, we have new familiarities to go to, new behaviours that are serving us better.
Yes. So we're really, really excited to help people across the river of change, or empower you to be able to eventually do it many, many times yourself and get across to more bigger. See, he agrees.
Yeah.
I agree. That because at the start it can. I needed help at the start, and that's what we're here for in the Awakened Parenting community, is to give you that support that you need at the start, so that you can then develop the habit to be able to do it yourself.
Absolutely. So
many times.
Yes. Many times.
Keep improving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And look at our fan over there. Hello there. And we'll see you next Wednesday from Mooloolaba Beach, and
Inspire someone today.